Welcome everyone to the 2021 United Nations World Humanitarian Day event at Meaningful World. We are very excited to have you all here. So just a bit of context and an introduction for what World Humanitarian Day is. So this day was designated in memory of the August 19th, 2003 bomb attack on the Canal Hotel in Baghdad, Iraq, which killed 22 people, including the chief humanitarian in Iraq, Sergio Vera de Mello. In 2009, the United Nations General Assembly formalized the day as World Humanitarian Day. So each year, World Humanitarian Day focuses on bringing together partners from across the humanitarian system to advocate for the survival, well-being, and dignity of people affected by crises and for the safety and security of aid workers. We're going to have a meditation by Bhante Ravata. We're going to have our CEO, Dr. Anikalagian, speak. And then we will have two humanitarian speakers, Ashish Dakal and Martha Taylor Lacru, as well as a certificate award being given to our Humanitarian of the Year awardees, the Good Always Foundation. And at the end, and then we will have a presentation by me on our organization's work. And then we are going to have a musical interlude by Tamar Purut. And at the end, we are going to do a heart-to-heart circle of love and gratitude, as well as open it up to any questions you have for any of our speakers. To begin, we are going to have a meditation by Bhante Ravata. Bhante Ravata is a Theravada monk, contemplative teacher, and storyteller, and teaches nomad mindfulness / Vipassana meditation at the Chautauqua Institution of New York. Originally from Bangladesh, he studied Buddhist education, meditation, and monasticism in Sri Lanka and Myanmar. He also studied at the University of Toronto, Canada, Naropa University, Colorado, Arizona State University, and was a fellow at the Center for Justice at Columbia University. He is a co-editor of the book Human Dignity, Practices, Discourses, and Transformations. His essays, book chapters, and reviews have appeared in the Harvard Divinity Bulletin, Journal of Contemporary Buddhism, Buddhist Studies Reviews, and Journal of Religion and Popular Culture, among other publications. Defining himself as a nomad monk or a global citizen, he travels extensively in North America, Europe, and Asia, teaching nomad mindfulness, inner resources, active care, and human dignities.
Thank you, Jessica. Close your eyes gently and softly. Either you're sitting on the cushions, on chair, on couch. So allow yourself to settle down. Just relax. Pause for a moment. Take a 5 long in-breath and slow out-breath. And as you breathe in, allow yourself to receive all the blessing from the universe, from our friends, and all the good things happening with you. And as you release your breath, either through your nose or through your mouth, just let it go, all the unnecessary thinking in our body, in our mind, and relax. And now we should send a thought of goodwill, good wishes to ourselves, to our family, and to all living beings, especially people who are having very challenging time, either because of pandemic or to any other regions that is happening around the world that we know from the news. Reflect yourself, noting mentally, may I be free from suffering, may I be free from pain, may I be free from stress, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be well, may I be safe. May my family be free from suffering. May my family be free from pain. May my family be free from stress and worry. May my family be happy. May my family be healthy. May my family be well. May my family be safe. May my family live peacefully. May all living beings be happy. May all living beings be healthy. May all living beings be well. May all living beings be safe. May all living beings live peacefully. And now return to your breath, noticing any kinds of sensation you feel on your body as your body breathing. Feel the weight of your body as your body is sitting. And notice all the touch between your body and your clothes, the softness and hardness of your feet. Notice the sound, the noise if you have. Notice also any kinds of mental activities, any thoughts, emotions, memories. Try not to react them or respond them, just simply acknowledge it. And slowly bring back your attentions into your breathing, resting your awareness, mindfulness on your breath. If it is long breath, simply notice is a long breath. If it is short breath, simply notice as a short breath. Remember, breathing is healing, and healing is breathing. Sabbe Buddha Balapatta Pocchika Yang Balang Arahanta Nancha Tejena Rakkang Bandami Sabbesu Sabbe Dhamma Balapatta Pocchika Yang Balang Arahantanancha tejena rakkang bandami sabbesu sabbe sangha balapatta paccekanancha yang balang arahantanancha tejena rakkang bandami sabbesu. Okay, you can open your eyes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you need to stretch out, you can stretch out.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now we are going to be introducing the CEO of Meaningful World, Dr. Anikalagian. So Dr. Kalagian, founder and president of the Association for Trauma, Outreach, and Prevention, Meaningful World, is a graduate of Teachers College, Columbia University with a master and doctoral degree and an honorary Doctor of Science degree from LIU. Currently, she is a graduate adjunct psychology faculty in clinical psychology at the Teachers College, teaching mind, body, spirit, and in the private integrative healing practice. She is also the author of an internationally acclaimed book on disaster and mass trauma, the chief editor of an international book on forgiveness and reconciliation, psychological pathways to conflict transformation and peace building, the chief editor of 2 volumes on emotional healing around the world, rituals and practices for resilience and meaning making. Dr. Ani.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Welcome, everyone. This is an amazing, timely meeting, although we celebrate this every year in August. But in light of what has been going on, just to give you an example, a glimpse of our yesterday, we began at the 7 a.m. with a meeting with Armenia because there are shooting happening on the borders with by Azerbaijan, and 3 soldiers had killed, and they called us with distress to see what they can do. Then we had a meeting with Afghanistan. 2 people that we know went there and they are unable to return, and what we can do. Then we had a meeting at noon with Haiti and the disasters there, the natural calamity that piled up over the political calamity, that the assassination of their president, the also multiple kidnappings and poverty and other distresses that we have been working since 2010 in Haiti, over 19 missions now. And we also have met with Guatemala colleagues and trying to do a retreat there for climate, planting trees and creating peace and forgiveness gardens, helping their community from distress. So as Jessica mentioned, in 2003, with Sergio De Mello, I was in that team. I was supposed to be representing the civil society, while Sergio De Mello was the human rights chief at the time at the New York headquarters. So being a civil society, all the UN staff was able to get visas, and I was rejected as civil society. to join the team. And when the bombing happened and all my colleagues died, it was incredible distress. And I still feel every August at this time that I kind of was spared. I don't know how, with the technical issues that the visa was not able to be processed, and my colleagues did not make it back home. So this is kind of our passion, to help people above and beyond when they are experiencing distress. And I don't want to go on more stressing the point that the responsibility that each one of you have. Yes, me, Lorraine, and etc. We can go in person to these countries, and Haiti and Africa and Palestine and Cuba. But you can also help. If you can't go in person, you can help us do the work by being our ambassadors and sharing the information. Now, social media is such a rich tool to use. And we just sent you a flyer yesterday about Haiti disasters and how we are helping our Haiti branch there, the local Haitians who decided to start their own Meaningful World to make a difference in Haiti. So I would call upon each one of you to think about ways that you can help us help everybody around, but because it's a lot of trauma going on, a lot of suffering. I'd like to end with a short message. If I can throw a single ray of light across a darkened pathway of another, if I can aid just one soul to clearer insight and responsibility, and thus bless my brothers and sisters, if I can wipe from any human cheek one tear, I shall not have lived my life in vain while here. Thank you.
So today we are going to be honoring a couple of really special humanitarians. This is an award that's going to be going to an organization called Good Always, and a description is that they are following a few examples, the people middle, and it brings people living in extreme poverty who have a strong desire to lift themselves to a new station in life with a hand up, not a handout, and introduces them to loving and kind people who have resources and tools. In doing so, miracles happen. The bio that they provided wrote, our education initiatives use cutting edge technology, allowing us to reach and teach people in extremely remote locations with a blended education. Through our Stones of Light Education Foundation, we are able to achieve the objective of our education efforts. I also wanted to note that Good Always has partnered with Granafort, Las Azucenas, and the Mayan Biosphere to teach people about the extremely important needs of the world has to preserve and replenish our rainforests. Mostly Good Always is about compassion and love. And some quotes from them are, when you bring your compassion and love to those in need, miracles happen. We are simply the people in the middle. Love is the answer. Now, what was your question?
Thank you, Carrie. And we have a video that they have provided us with.
Hi, I'm Scott Hosking.
And I'm Adrian Kim.
And we both want you to know how humbled we are at receiving such an award from ATOP, Meaningful World. Dr. Anikalagian, we are so grateful for the friendship that you have brought into our lives.
Yes, we are. You're an angel.
And there's one other person we want to include very much in this, and that is Maria Isabel Tesada. She is the creator of the education systems that we use, and she is an angel on earth as well.
Yes, she is. So when we look at ourselves, we see ourselves in the middle. We are in the place of bringing people who have means to help and people who want to receive a hand up together. And it's such an amazing place to be in the middle, where we can glean and enjoy the relationship of both sides of the equation.
There are so many people we want to thank for helping and being a part of what we've been doing for the last 35 years.
Yes.
And we are so grateful for all of them. There are so many beautiful people who are living in extreme poverty, who all they need is a hand up.
Yes.
They just need a chance and an opportunity. And that's what they're desire so much in their lives. And with people like you who are attending this conference today, that's what makes it work. It's the love that you have in your hearts for others that you have never even seen.
Absolutely. And it is such a privilege to be able to address you for these few moments. And we hope that you have a great day in all that you're doing as you gather, because each one of you are making an incredible difference in the world and on this planet that we all share as home.
We have a saying that we use. Love is the answer. Now, what is your question? That's the way we feel.
It is.
It's all about love. It's all about caring. And it's all about sharing with those who have desires in their hearts to improve their lives.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful day. You take care.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I am so delighted and so excited to introduce a like-minded, really action-oriented and compassionate woman, Martha Taylor Lacru, who's an entertainer. Oh my God, you have to hear her jazz singing. She's philanthropist. She's founder and CEO of Here's to Life Global, which is a not-for-profit for reducing suicide globally by generating support for organizations who do likewise, like Meaningful World, and that's how we partnered together. And she will be there at the march on 18 September, really leading us through the Times Square, through her creative activities that include musical expressions and worldwide calls to action, to have an international one phone number that we can use anywhere from all around the world that we serve and we help. She received special recognition from the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and she was honored at many occasions, including a nominee for BMA Awards as a jazz vocalist. And she received Unsung Hero Shiro Award for Women in the NAACP, and serves on the advisory board for the Dolo Coker Jazz Scholarship Foundation. So here we are. Let's unmute ourselves, please, and put our hands together. Make some noise from the heart for my friend and colleague, Martha.
Thank you.
Lacru.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anikalagian. I'm so delighted to see you
I
and
told
be here.
Martha that she should sing for us, but anyway, it's up to you. You can give your message and maybe end with a song.
You never know. You never know.
You
And
never know.
the way we've started off, anything is possible. And before I say anything else, Laura Vasquez, our Here's to Life ambassador in Mexico, is on here with us. So I'm just delighted Laura is here.
Oh, welcome, Laura Vasquez.
Yes. And what is so special about today is the humanitarian aspects of this. Is I grew up in the civil rights movement. I grew up in New York, in Brooklyn, New York. I remembered when the UN was being built, and Martin Luther King and my dad were very good friends. He was closer to his father than to Martin. His father literally would stay at our house every year because he would speak at our church. So I'm very in touch with what you're doing, and it's all good. And what the other honor is, everyone here is on the same accord. We're all one doing this together. And that means so much because that's when it gets done. It does not get done doing it in separate pockets. People that know me know that I'm always saying that. When you do it in separate pockets, it doesn't move forward in the world. It's us being one. And we have a certain way that we go about it with Here's to Life, and others have another, and it's just a wonderful partnership. So you know what we do at Here's to Life, we deal with the three major components for suicide prevention, but we're calling it the celebration of life, which is strong personal relationships, religious and spiritual beliefs, and well-being coping strategies. So we want to be the coffers, create the coffers and the funding for organizations and clubs that deal with this issue in each of these categories. So we find that we have to remind everybody that we're not a mental health organization, but we do encompass mental health professionals, of which Dr. Anikalagian has helped me in the way we verbalize things. I've learned so much about how we say suicide. We say, we don't say, many of our cultures will say committed suicide, but I had to learn that you don't say that because it sounds like it's a criminal act. That's why we're here together, so we can learn how we speak to one another, communicate with one another on these issues. Another thing she just taught me was we are doing on September 18th is Respect Day. That's a Respect Day, and we are partnering with the March. And what we were focusing on was bullying, and we were calling it anti-bullying. And she says, no, that's not the way you refer to that. You don't look at it that way. It's the transformation from bullying. You even had a better way you say it. Could you say it, Dr. Anikalagian?
Yes, we don't want to be anti, we want to be for something. So we want to be for peace. So we are for peace while we transform bullying and teach them resolution skills. Yes.
So I thank you for that. And we would not have known these things had we not come together. We come together every Saturday morning, Pacific, 8 a.m. Pacific Coast time, and discuss these things so that we can learn how the world is viewing it and how we can create a language of one for the same purpose and really hear how that lands for other people. And that's why I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to have met you and be part of this. So we will, in September is Suicide Prevention Month. And each weekend, we're going to have some event around the subject of celebration. Mary Wilson of the Supremes. I don't know whether you all have heard of Mary Wilson of the Supremes. I don't know whether you've heard of the Supremes. I feel like an old lady because some people say, I don't know who that is. And I feel so ancient. But anyway, they made a lot of inroads to the music industry. And Mary Wilson was part of the original Supremes. And she was one of the first celebrity ambassadors that we had that understood our cause without any question. She became our spokesperson. She recently passed away. So on Monday, September 4th, we're going to honor the life of Mary Wilson. And we will also have the remaining Supremes that will come in, and they're going to do an interview and how they relate to Here's to Life. And what they've done to move it forward. And then we will also encourage everyone for the 988 petition. You said that so well, because just think, and I think we all can relate to this, wanting to get on the phone and just look, even paying a bill, it's sickening. You're trying to get someone to answer the phone. You just need to speak to someone over and over again. And I know I have been reduced from tears to tears, trying to get just someone to talk to you. So with this 988 number for suicide prevention, you wouldn't have to worry about the telephone numbers, although just if you can just keep 988 in your mind, and wherever you are in the world, just dial 988 and it should trigger you. It should transfer you right over to the location you're in so you can get the help you need. Now, you know that's a good idea. I didn't think it up. I'm just saying it's a good thing to do. So we need 500,000 signatures. That will be our goal for September. And we will be having our weekend in May 7th and 8th, where I hope you'll invite me back. I'll tell you more about that. But for September, that's what we'll be doing. So we have some of the artists for Aretha Franklin's background singer. She's going to be on. She's created our arrangement for Respect. We're combining getting youngsters to interview the adults around the subject of bullying. So we'll be somewhere there between the UN and 42nd Street, Times Square, speaking to people around this and really getting how it occurs to people around bullying and how many people were bullied. I know I was as a child, and it can be quite traumatic, as we all who have been bullied know. And I can't say there wasn't a time I wasn't a bully. We don't talk about that sometimes, but we want to be able to see how we may be occurring to others as bullies. So we will be doing that on the 18th, September 18th. It is a virtual call, but we'll be in and out remotely coming from New York. And then we will honor Here's to Life, Debbie Allen, who is a humanitarian herself, is creating the choreography for both Respect, and everyone's probably heard of the movie Respect coming out. She will be doing choreography for the 18th and also for the 25th. And then we'll have a global toast, Here's to Life. The song, Grammy Award winning song, Here's to Life, he is very much on board with our event and usually performs it. Artie Butler and Phyllis Molinari, the late Phyllis Molinari, her daughter, usually works with us, but he's not feeling well these days. But Here's to Life is what we deal with. We move people towards life, away from the thoughts of suicide. We don't say suicide first. We say here's to life, moving people away. And that's very important to us, how that is. We have a Stop in the Name of Love dedicated to Mary and the Supreme. So everyone's doing their little cameos on Stop in the Name of Love. And even while we're on here, I would just love everybody to put their hands up when I do 3. I'll show you how to do it. And we'll do Stop in the Name of Love. And you can become a part of that too. I'm just saying, this is a global thing and we're all one. So let's just try it. You want to try it?
Yes.
Okay. On the count, I'll do it first just to show you in case you all don't know what it is. Okay. And then you come in. Okay. So here it goes. 1, 2. Stop in the name of love, before you break my heart, everybody. Think it over. I was just giving you an example. We'll go on mute to sing it together because it's not in sync when you do it virtually. But that's what I want. That's simple, isn't it? It's simple and it's fun, okay? And really look like you mean stop in the name of love, because we're stopping. We want you to stop in the name of love, okay?
All right.
Okay, so in the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Stop in the name of love, before you break my heart. Think it over. Think it over. That was simple, wasn't it? That was great. Thank you very much. I feel the love. I feel the love. I want to make sure that we remember Laura Vasquez, who is here with us, because she's been quite a powerhouse and she has the Museum of Living Books. But if you come to our weekly meetings, you'll learn more about her, and she will also be presented during our Here's to Life Suicide Prevention Month. So I'm just putting that there to share that. So I want to say no complaints and no regrets. I still believe in chasing dreams and placing bets. But I have learned that all you give is all you get. So you give it all you've got. I've had my share, I drank my fill, And even though I'm satisfied, I'm hungry still to see what's down another road beyond a hill, and then do it all again. So here's to life and to all the joy it brings. Here's to life, to dreamers and their dreams. May all your storms be weathered, and all that's good get better. Here's to life. Here's to love. Here's to you.
So I'm going to introduce Jessica, who you've been hearing from throughout the day. So Jessica is currently an undergraduate student at Fordham University, majoring in psychology and history. And she's also a current Meaningful World intern at the United Nations. She's the president of Leading Women of Tomorrow, which works to inspire young women to pursue positions of leadership. Jessica plans to pursue a graduate degree in psychology to work as a psychologist. She speaks 4 languages and is heavily influenced by her background as a first-generation Jewish Ukrainian, and wants to make sure that her work as a future psychologist and psychology researcher is always informed by cross-cultural influences. Please welcome Jessica Gruboy.
I'm going to be presenting, first of all, just on the 2021 United Nations World Humanitarian Day, but also on the Association for Trauma Outreach and Prevention Meaningful World's humanitarian work. All right, so here's a bit of an agenda. First, I'm going to go into our mission, kind of who we are. Then I will do a little bit of a spotlight on our work in Armenia and our humanitarian missions there. And then we will talk about some upcoming events that we would love for everyone to join us at. And at the end, there will be some contact information and some extra info. So first, who we are. Meaningful World's mission is to foster a meaningful, peaceful, and just world in which every individual enjoys physical, emotional, mental, social, ecological, financial, and spiritual health. And the organization has done this through work in 48 countries and 26 states in the United States. In addition, being affiliated with the United Nations has meant that Meaningful World works with SDG goals or Sustainable Development Goals, some of which are good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, reduced inequalities, peace, justice, and strong institutions, and different types of partnerships for the goals, which is amazing. So kind of at the foundation and framework of the work that Meaningful World does is our 7-step integrative healing model, which is a biopsychosocial and eco-spiritual method through which emotions are assessed, identified, explored, re-expressed, processed, validated, and finally reintegrated. So not only do we use this model in all of our mission work, in all monthly workshops, lectures, and teachings in general, but it's also used in our weekly COVID-19 support groups, which we would encourage all of you to also attend. They are hosted every single Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern time, and we host them virtually over Zoom. So this is a screenshot that you see from one of our sessions. And it's really just kind of a safe space that utilizes the integrative healing model so that people can really sit with their emotions and process them. And just to get into kind of like the nitty gritty of the 7 steps, the first is to assess your levels of distress on a scale of 1 to 10. The second is to express your emotions, which kind of produces a catharsis. The third is to seek empathy and validation to achieve more closure. The fourth is to find a positive lesson you've learned to assist with post-traumatic growth. The fifth is to gather information and resources about how to transform your stress, which can assist with emotional intelligence. The sixth is to connect with Mother Earth, which assists with intelligence of Mother Earth. And finally, the seventh is body and breath work, which could be in the form of many things. In the support group, we do a meditation, and this can lead to body and breath intelligence. So a little bit on some of our humanitarian missions. As I said, we've worked in many different countries across the decades in virtually every region of the world. So in the Middle East, we've worked in Israel, Palestine, Jordan, Lebanon, in the Caribbean, in Haiti, and the Dominican Republic, in Africa, in Kenya, DR Congo, Burundi, Rwanda, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, as well as in Europe, in Armenia, Romania, and Sarajevo, and in Asia, in Sri Lanka, Korea, Japan, Turkey, Pakistan, and Nepal, and also in North and South America, in the USA, Canada, Venezuela, Argentina. So if you'd like to look into like some of the work that we do, we publish newsletters on our website. There's just a whole host of information on all of the different missions that Meaningful World has done. So we definitely encourage you to look over there for more details. But specifically today, we're going to do a little bit of a spotlight on the most recent mission that Meaningful World has done in Armenia. It was the post-war recovery humanitarian mission there. So a little bit on that. So it occurred between, the mission itself occurred between the 29th of April to the 16th of May. And the Meaningful World team, including Dr. Anikalagian and Adrian Kim, was deployed to Armenia on a post-war relief and trauma healing mission. This occurred as a result of a lot of violent conflict over Nagorno-Karabakh, a region located between Azerbaijan and Armenia. A lot of conflict resumed after decades of peace. And there was military deployment and fighting between Azerbaijan, Turkey, and Armenia, which led to the destruction of highly populated areas and a very high death toll. So there were kind of several goals that Meaningful World was trying to accomplish in completing this mission, some of which were promoting emotional post-war healing and well-being, transforming horizontal violence, establishing peace and forgiveness. They're all listed here, as you can see. But yeah, just going in with a lot of goals to establish peace in the region. So throughout the mission, there was many workshops held at a variety of different locations, whether that was at universities or different organizations or unions. As you can see at Yerevan State University, there was workshops held, and these were really meant to reach both civilians, but also veterans, government officials, physicians, anyone and everyone who could have even been remotely related to kind of like the situation going on there. And the different types of things introduced through these workshops were the 7-step integrative model, emotional intelligence, soul surfing, ecological healing, tapping, balancing the vagus nerve, flower remedies, meditation, mindfulness, and much more. There were several different highlights. Dr. Ani was actually able to do a printing or a second printing of her book, Forget Me Not. There was also a concert that they were able to hold there, and they were able to kind of listen to music and dance around. And this was given with the permission of the Yerevan mayor's office. So that was a really big highlight of the mission. But yeah, overall, a lot of these kind of models were integrated into the mission and were able to be used to establish a lot of peace and healing in the Armenian people's minds. So with that being said, we can move on to some of our upcoming events and work, two of which are the International Day of Peace at the United Nations and a retreat to Guatemala, which is very exciting. So first, starting with the United Nations International Day of Peace, so the actual International Day of Peace is on the 21st of September, but we are holding a March for Peace on the 18th of September, which is a Saturday. The theme for this year is Recovering Better for an Equitable and Sustainable World. If you're not able to make it, it is also going to be live streamed on Facebook. So you should definitely follow us on Facebook. But yeah, we're going to be doing a March for Peace on 42nd Street with just general prayers for peace. We are encouraging people to bring flyers and posters and really make it just a peaceful and happy, prayerful day. And then the other event is in Guatemala. So there will be a Mayan wellness retreat from November 2nd to the 12th with a lot of meditation rituals, a lot of Mayan rituals included. And yeah, I mean, as you can see, there's a bunch of different landmarks that you would be visiting on the retreat. so many activities, yoga, all that fun stuff. So for more information, definitely email myandwellnessretreat@gmail.com to find out more about that. And yes, so that is all. I just wanted to include some of our contact information. You can email us at info@meaningfulworld.com about any of the events, or if you have any questions about our work. Our website is meaningfulworld.com, and then those are our social media handles as well. Definitely follow us on there because we do multiple updates every single week doing announcements and things of that nature. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jessica. You may want to share something about what you're doing on social media, counting down for IDP.
Yes, so actually, well, a great reason to follow us on social media is because on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, we are doing a weekly kind of virtual prayer tree. So every week we post several different quotes for peace or prayers for peace, and you can even send your prayers for peace and we'll put them in the posts and share them out. And that is, we're doing it weekly. We're on week 10 right now. We're doing it as a countdown to the International Day of Peace. So there's a couple weeks left. You can still send us our prayers if you want to, your prayers if you want to. Yeah, so thank you so much. I'm just going to do a little short bio. So Ashish Takal was the Youth Link Youth Humanitarian Award winner. Just a little bit of a bio for him. His family fled Bhutan to Nepal due to ethnic cleansing and were forced to live in a refugee camp. In the camp, poverty and hunger were daily challenges, and he slept on a bed made of bamboo, full of bed bugs and surrounded by mosquitoes. He did not have access to clean drinking water, fresh air, electricity, or a decent home. He had to sneak into the forest to get water for fuel to cook their food. Police patrolled the woods, and if he got caught, he would be jailed. When the lantern's energy turned off, so did homework time. Getting a good education was very hard in the refugee camp. His Baba always told him to study carefully before the lights turned out. Their lifestyle gave them limited options, either remain in poverty and become sickly or escape to a better life. His Baba and Amma brought him to America for a better education, and that is where we are now. So welcome, Ashish. You can go ahead.
What I want to share with you guys is that my goals and aspirations in the future endeavors on what I want to do and how I want to, contribute to my community, not just in third world country, but in many different third world countries. When I say that, I meant like Africa, Bhutan, Nepal. So as you know, my story growing up in the refugee camp, facing poverty and lack of resources was one of the hardest hardship that I went through. Being a refugee was hard because, there's no really good malnutrition where, I would get and I would be sick all the time. And my ama used to carry me in a doko. Doko is a Nepali tradition basket where they would take me to the hospital and I would get pneumonia as a kid, and so, going through that phase, it was just really sad for me and my family and other family that are there. And my grandpa basically, they went to Bhutan to get an occupation so that they can make some money and stay in Bhutan because, we're originally from Nepal, but due to, a lot of financial battles and Bhutan needing, people. So my grandparents had to flee to Bhutan from Nepal, but they still didn't had any citizenship there in Nepal. And so what happened in Bhutan was they went to Bhutan. They had a good lifestyle. I mean, it was sad, but they still did what they could to live. And so it was everything was going well. But after my dad's era, like time, due to anti-monarchy, anti like religious events, like they had to flee from Bhutan to Nepal. And so some stayed in India, some stayed in Nepal, some came to Nepal. And so that's where my refugee lifestyle really began. And growing up there for living for like 4 or 5 years in the refugee camp, I went through so much struggle, right? And so, and one day, my mom was telling me that there's this program called IOM. We have to do this because we don't want to live here. I don't want you, to have bad education, because in Nepal, whenever you didn't know anything, even at government school, you'd get hit, and so going through that was very hard for me. me and my family, and for me especially, and for my siblings. And so we went through this process with IOM and UN, where IOM is a nonprofit organization that brings refugees here in the United States. And that time, I think it was Barack Obama who signed the paperwork where they could bring refugee here in the United States. And so we got very lucky with that. And so we came here, due to like culture shock, initial culture shock. I just didn't know what to do, getting bullied at school, coming to America for the first time, and knowing that there was countless opportunities and I could live the American dream. I was still in in loss for my, own self, because I just didn't know what to do. I thought this was just hell for me, pretty much, in a way, excuse my profanity, but because I just didn't know what to do. And so, as time went by, I pretty much gained a lot of knowledge about what America is really like. And so everything was good. But then I still had something in my mind and something in my heart. I still know there was something missing, which was, helping other people. Yes, I did come from a background where, I had nothing, but now I have, opportunities that I can pursue and be the person that I want to be. But there are still people in third world countries who are struggling, right? And so I, I want to do something, and so on and off, on and off, on and off, I just would help people, help people, help people. And through the story that I went through, I wanted to pretty much help people as soon as I came here, but I just didn't know how to. So I didn't help people for a couple of years because I just didn't know what to do. And it took some time for me to recognize, and see my surrounding of what I truly have. And as soon as I visualized what I had in my possession, I was like, wow, this is something that I gotta use and gotta take advantage of, because most people my age didn't really wanted that. So, but me, I wanted that because I had a big goal, bigger goal and aspiration, which I will tell you guys on what I want to do in third world countries, because there's so much corruption. And so it was just sad, but I knew I could do it, and I can do it still. And so I saw those opportunities, and I started collecting clothes. I started collecting shoes. I started collecting things that a basic human being needs. And my first foundation was Assist Collects Clothes, and that is still there. And I have big plans to do. I have big plans for that foundation. I want to collect clothes. In the future endeavors, I want to get new clothes and send it to third world country. Not just that, I have other things as well. And so, and now I have a different concept. Well, now my foundation is going to be called Namaskar United, and Ashish Collects Clothes is going to be a program underneath Namaskar United. And what that is going to do is it's going to pretty much deliver clothes and to third world country here in the United States, whether I raise funding and buy clothes there and I give it to the homeless people there. And and Namaskar United is going to be looking after healthcare sector problem. It's going to be looking after school sector problem. It's going to be looking after things that a country needs, where pretty much it's corrupted, like I mentioned earlier, that where people don't have those kind of resources, like adequate resources. So that's what I'll be doing with my Namaskar United Foundation. And my ultimate goal is to build hospitals and schools in third world countries so that every child could dream of what they want to become. Because here I could do so many things and have so many resources, countless resources, but in those third world countries, whether it's in South America, Southeast Asia, they don't have that kind of resources. So that's what I want to do. And that is me and who I am. And so I'll continue to persevere in life and keep going. And so yes.
So if anyone has any questions that they would like to aim at any of the specific presenters or anyone in the room, or any general questions, this is a great time to do it.
Well, I love what everyone is doing here. I am so inspired by this. And everyone's doing a different version of what we're all here to do. That's what makes it so beautiful. Everybody's got their own way they're doing it. So I am just delighted, and please come to here's to lifeglobal.org and see what we're doing that is the way we do it, so that we can see how you do it and then we can all join you the way you do it, because that's what it's going to take. And it always takes the anchor of the mental health professional. It
Right.
takes that anchor. So I know that Dr. Ani, you can keep us focused and targeted on the specifics of what we need to keep in mind as we do these things that are some fun, some not so fun, some are very serious, and some things are inappropriate in different circumstances. So that's way we look to you with that. And I just really applaud all of you for what you're bringing to this. I'm very excited, and we can do this.
Yes,
That's what makes it so beautiful. We can do this.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Wonderful. Any comments, Bante? You felt like you were going to share something.
I was just looking. I'm in touch with one of your students, actually. I think in 2015 or 16, you supervised one of your students. She did a paper or something. You brought her in one of our dignity conference at Columbia too. I think her name is Raman Kaur or something.
Yes.
Indian. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she's doing very good.
Yes.
In California and also Arizona, dealing a woman circle, healing circle was doing very good, actually. Yeah. Okay.
It's good to see students creating their own projects, and the Guatemala project, for example, retreat is also the fruit of one of our first interns, and my student at Fordham University, Abigail Ortega, is now spearheading from California this retreat for us. So it's good to see that the youth have taken on their own ways of sharing and connecting and bridging the gap and helping, because there's so much that needs to be done, and we all can identify a niche, a focus, a passion, an angle, a method, and we can then come together like this event and share and pull and connect our resources and our hearts and minds together and prepare for the next challenge. For us, I hope you can all join us on September 18. With the march, we can make a statement with our banners, creating peace, how it starts from within in our own souls, then how we spread it out towards our community and country, and then other countries, and together we can make a difference. Thank you to all.
I want to say one more thing, Dr. Anikalagian. I would not know you without Abigail Ortega. So that's why it's important for us to connect with one another. I would not have had the joy of coming to know you. So it's important that we share with each other. That's how we grow into a movement.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. Okay.
Being generous and sharing. The next step with the circle is also a way for us to come together. So since we are in Zoom, unfortunately, we're not in person. Usually imagine yourselves all in a circle holding hands, and then we raise our right hand and we place it on the person's heart that is on our right side. So if you can imagine now, put your right hand on the person to your right, and then your hand, take the hand of the person in the left and put it on your heart. So this is how it would look: one hand in your heart of the person to your left, and your hand on the person to your right. So this is heart-to-heart circle of love and gratitude. So we inhale, we close our eyes, we inhale and connect with the heart that to the person to our right. And we can, if we can't hear it because we're not physically together, we imagine hearing the heartbeat, and we realize we all have similar heartbeats, maybe a little faster or slower, but together with our positive, loving intention, we can harmonize the hearts to beat in unison, strong and healthy. Now let's take a deep breath and extend this loving connection with all the beautiful hearts in this circle, in this very circle. And reflect, now that you extended this connection to all the hearts in this particular circle, how has that changed how you feel? And let's take another breath and extend our heartfelt connection with all the hearts in US of A. And now reflect, think, imagine, how are you feeling differently now? Do you feel unity, love, security? As we take another breath, extending our connection through the hearts to all the hearts in the world, all the hearts in the whole wide world. And then once again, I invite you to reflect on how you feel with this connection with all the hearts in the world. Is this unity? Is this oneness? Is this love? Is this Ubuntu? I am because of you, an African philosophy. So now I'm going to call on a country and say, may peace prevail in Haiti. And all of you, please unmute and say together, may peace prevail in Haiti.
May peace
May
prevail
peace prevail in
in
Haiti.
Haiti.
And now I will call upon Sujata. Please tell us what country you like to send peace to.
Haiti.
You can choose another country. You don't have to choose the same country.
All right. Greece.
Greece. So together we say,
May
peace
prevail
in Greece.
now we call on Ashish.
Wait, say that one more time, sorry.
Which country you like to intend peace?
Oh, Afghanistan, yeah.
Afghanistan. So together,
May
peace prevail in Afghanistan.
Jessica.
I would like to do Cuba.
May
May
peace
peace prevail in Cuba.
Now, Mom Mary Garcia. You can say may peace prevail on the country, and then we repeat.
May peace prevail in Italy.
May
peace
prevail
in Italy.
Now, Bante.
Nepal. May
May peace prevail in Nepal.
Lorraine.
May peace prevail in Turkey.
May peace prevail in Turkey.
Andrew.
May peace prevail in Palestine.
May peace prevail in Palestine.
Martha.
South Africa.
May
peace prevail in South Africa.
Samer.
May peace prevail in Lebanon.
May
peace prevail in Lebanon.
Mega.
May peace prevail in India.
May
peace prevail in India.
Mirachi. I don't see unmuted. Laura Vasquez. I'm not sure if her volume is on. Carrie.
May peace prevail in Syria.
May
peace prevail in Syria.
Diego.
May peace prevail in Colombia.
May
peace prevail in Colombia.
Robert.
You say, Robert?
Yes.
May peace prevail in American schools and in our human families, hearts.
May
Peace
peace
prevail
prevail in American schools.
and
In our
Thank you.
Human family.
Let's take a deep breath and release our hands and connection and be grateful for this wonderful, peaceful, loving circle that we extended to many countries in distress. And let's also add Armenia, Azerbaijan, who are struggling as well as Cuba and other countries that we haven't mentioned. And we are not even aware yet. So we send them all love and Ubuntu and loving hugs and energies as we work on the ground, making a difference one heart at a time.
Everyone close your eyes for a few minutes. Just like before, try to settle down. Allow yourself to settle down. Take 3 long in breath and slow out breath. And each in breath and out breath, remind yourself that you will be okay. You'll be all right. You'll be fine. Regardless of all the challenges, difficulties that I'm having, I'll be all right. I'll be fine. I'll be safe. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata. Sabba buddha nubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Sabba dhamma nubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Sabba sangha nubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. By the power of love, you will be loved. By the power of truth that you're practicing, you will be saved by the truth. By the power of healing, we all will be healed.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. We would like to remind you that we have our support groups every Thursday as we need to keep the family growing and connect with you at all of our events so that together we can make the work a little less challenging and uplift one another. As we say at Meaningful World, when one helps another, both become stronger. Thank you for making us stronger and for keeping yourself in harmony with the universe and Mother Earth. Have a blessed day.